Hi everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. This is the 2024 Chevrolet Silverado 3500 HD, a truck that on the LT trim level and above sees some changes, some on the exterior, some under the hood. I think the biggest changes that are going to really attract people to say, hey, I want to buy one of those, is going to be the fact that the interior looks more modern than it has, at least according to a lot of you in the comments you left on my videos in the past, saying that the interior looked rather antiquated. There are some changes, primarily here with the dashboard, with the screens, with the instrument cluster. All that stuff has changed. And mechanically speaking, there are some changes as well, including the fact that no matter if you go with the 6.6 liter Duramax diesel, such as what we have here under the hood, or the 6.6 liter gas burning V8, you're going to have that mated up to the Allison 10-speed automatic transmission. And you'll see some changes with the exterior. You're going to have some changes with the headlight design, with the front end design. You're still going to have those tow hooks down there so that when you run across those trucks that are stuck, can't get moving in the snow, sand, mud, anything like that, you can pull out the Fords, the Rams, the Nissans, the Toyotas, no matter what truck they are, whether it's a full-size truck or an HD, 3/4 ton, half ton, whatever it is, you'll be able to get the job done. And we'll give away a little bit of information here. You know what's under the hood. We'll talk a little bit more about the changes with that when we open the hood shortly. Obviously the Z71 and tire and wheel size. Let's talk a little bit about that. 275 on the width with this truck. A 70 series sidewall, going to be wrapped around the 18-inch wheels. You'll have your towing mirrors. And let me do one thing, just so that we can show you everything that's going on here with the truck. We're going to turn on some of the lighting. You can see this is nothing new for 2024, but I just wanted to show you what's here. You're going to have the LED lighting on the front and the rear to help out with things after dark. You can see that you have the chrome mirror caps, and you can set things to lock automatically if you want to, as what we just had right there within your infotainment screen. Here is your remote for 2024. A very nice look. You do have a remote start here. You do have the turn signal indicators built into those side view mirrors. And again, nothing new, but just to show you what's here, passive entry. This button right here, it's only on the front door in this particular case, but what happens is you can lock and unlock all 4 doors with that button as long as you have the remote in your possession. And we don't have the power side steps here, but you do have the affixed in place side steps. They're going to get the job done nicely. Also, the step here on the side of the bed, if you need to get something out of the front, why waste time having to climb all the way in and over anything like that? That makes it a lot easier. But to gain access to the rear of the bed or into the entirety of the bed, I do like the fact that you have the nice, large, deep, providing sure-footedness steps. The corner steps, the bumper steps right here, that is a nice feature. We're going to finish things off with the very nice and aggressive-looking tail lights. You have the cab light up there and the light right here on the tailgate. Everything will help out with after dark situations. That's a good thing. Plenty of space within the bed. One thing I really like here, you have a power tailgate, but not only for opening. You can also push any button you can use to open the tailgate. You can push that button again to close the tailgate. And there's your LTZ logo, that nice large Chevrolet logo in the center right here. I like the fact that it's filled in with black lettering instead of being white. Just sets it off a little bit more. And your Silverado logo. One of the biggest changes will be found under the hood. Let's talk about what this particular truck has. In this particular case, we had the Duramax diesel, the 6.6 liter, 470 horsepower and a whopping 475 pounds-feet of torque. It may not be class leading, but I guarantee you it's going to get the job done with absolutely no problem whatsoever. Like I said earlier, made it to the 10-speed automatic transmission, and you don't have to go with a dually to have the 3500 version or model, but you can go with a single wheel if you want to, or if you need, depending on what you're going to be towing. You can obviously go with the dual wheels back here, Now real quick, if you're wondering, what about the 6.6 liter gas burner? 401 horsepower, 464 pounds-feet of torque is what you'll be looking at with numbers if that is the truck or the engine you want in your truck. Here is an impressive number. When these 3500 models are properly equipped, they can tow up to 36,000 pounds. That is a lot. Now I can't show you as much because this truck does belong to a friend of mine instead of a dealership, but you have 6 tie downs on each side for a total of 12. You've got your power outlet right here. Everything you need for trailering is already here with the truck, depending on what type of trailering you're going to be doing. If you're going to be towing a gooseneck or a fifth wheel, or if you're going to use a bumper pull, everything is already here and ready to go for you. And payload is 7,234 pounds. And one thing I did want to touch on real fast here. We'll unlock everything. Like I said, there's your passive entry. We use that. Down here, you're gonna find a sticker that tells you everything you need to know as far as figuring what you can really tow and haul. One thing a lot of people don't know, when I tell you this truck can tow up to 36,000 pounds when properly equipped, a lot of people just assume that's in all situations. Well, it's not. The information on the sticker is going to tell you how to figure out what you can tow depending on how much you have in the bed and how much weight you have in the cab with passengers. All of that figures in. So it's a good idea to take a look at that and figure all of that out. We're not going to show that in detail today, but just so you know what's here. Still large door bins back here and a very large, the length of the cab on these trucks really makes for a lot of leg space, a lot of room within the cab in the front and the rear areas. That is always useful. You're still going to have all of the space underneath. This is a little bit different than what we normally do here on the Vehicle Visionary YouTube channel because I can show you that things fit in there. I don't just talk about it. And one of my personal favorite features, not being used in this particular case, but the in-seat storage on the seat backs, that is nice. You're going to have the fold-down armrest with the cup holders built in and the power sliding rear window. We'll use the grab handle here to hop on inside. More cup holders on the rear of the center console, connectivity, air conditioning vents, and the heated seats. Now, I know a lot of you were hoping for a panoramic sunroof. Not for 2024. What are your thoughts on that? You do still have the option of the conventional size, but I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. What were you hoping for? And working our way into the front seat through the passenger side door, again, we're gonna have a very similar setup to what we saw on the rear doors. Nice large door bins. Bottles can go here, whatever the case is. Got the armrest right here. If you put your arm up there, it is very comfortable. Using the poke test as if you're testing for the doneness of a steak on your grill. That doesn't necessarily do the best job of that. I know a lot of us do that in these car review videos or truck review videos. But honestly, the best way to do that is just put your arm up there. Power seats for the driver and the passenger. A lot of storage throughout. We're going to have this area right here. We're going to have the lower glove box and the upper glove box. And then we'll hop on inside here, take a look at what else we have. Now, one thing you might wonder about, hey Tom, shouldn't that have a wireless charging pad? What happened to that? Well, it moved. It's right there. Nothing's on right now, so I can't necessarily show you that in action, but you can see that that is the wireless charging pad. You just kind of deposit your phone in there. Tell me what you think about that. Do you like that change, or would you rather see it in this area? That seems a little more appropriate, but I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. USB connectivity right here and the nice large center console. No major changes there. It's still nice and large. It still acts as an armrest, and you have plenty of space within. That's being used by the owner here, as you can see. And here's the control for your power sunroof. You can tilt it open or you can slide it open. But now we're going to take a look at really what I think are the biggest and the best changes on this truck. And here on the driver's side door, we already took a little bit of a look at that. You're going to have pretty much a carbon copy of what we saw on the passenger side, with the exception of all the controls and switches right here. And seat memory right here. That's what you have. And you'll notice that we have a new design and layout here, or I should just say purely a layout change for where the drive mode selector and everything for controlling the lights on the exterior of the truck is found. You also have everything for your head-up display right here, and a tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel By the way, if you're wanting to know where you turn on or off your automatic high beams, there's your button right there for that. Now, let's see if I can give you a decent little view here of what happens with the screens. You have the animated graphics. I should have moved the steering wheel before I showed you this, but we're trying to get this done in a timely manner because the owner does need to get his truck back as soon as possible. So, what are the changes here? A 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster right here. And you can go in and actually change the layout of the display. There are a multitude of changes you can make to pretty much every single area of the display here, depending on what you want to do. I'm not going to make any changes just because I don't want to change anything that the owner has preset right here. You do have the head-up display. I don't know that we can see that very well. One thing that I think is going to make a lot of people happy here is what you have right here. A good old-fashioned column-mounted shifter. Nothing down here. A lot of you have told me this is what you would rather have. Now, my favorite change here, the 13.4-inch infotainment screen. Really a very nice modern look. It doesn't look like the former did with the previous trucks from 2023 and earlier to 2019, I believe. You know, everyone's going to have their opinions, but I think it looks good. You have wireless capabilities for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You have Google Assistant here that will help you out with really anything you need to do. And one thing I did want to show you, all of that is done via voice commands, by the way. So here's what we have. We're looking up here with the front camera. Remember I told you about that front camera washer earlier? Here's the button you use to run the windshield washer fluid, okay? Anytime you run the windshield washer fluid, whether the front camera is on the screen or not, that happens. That's the front camera washer in action. And we'll take a look at the remaining camera views. There's the rear camera. Very nice, clear, and bright image. Very, very nice looking as far as the graphics go. Everything looks good on the screen. We'll take a look at all of the different views here. This truck has cameras literally everywhere. And if you didn't have the cover back there, if you have an employee or somebody working with you and you're not sure where they are, well, check that view. They might be sleeping in the bed. You just never know. And then we have so many more things here to talk about. I'm not going to cover everything, but obviously you can pair your phone like I talked about earlier. Everything for trailering here. And you actually have 4 new or updated features to make trailering easier than ever before with these trucks. Just showing you what's here. And then we'll go back. Obviously, you have so much going on with this truck. More than I probably need to take time to tell you about. You can use the hunt and peck method and figure a lot of this out. We're going to go back right here. Let's see here. Let's go back. Accidentally hit that. Let's go to vehicle right here. So, rear seat reminder you can turn off. Buckle to drive you can turn off. I'm not encouraging you not to use your seat belt if you're just driving around in the pit area at the races or on the farm or wherever you might be. It's kind of nice to not have to worry about buckling to drive. So there's where you're going to use that. You have collision detection systems, comfort and convenience, quite a bit going on here. Lighting, there is so much here. I could literally make a second video on the infotainment screen alone. And then several one-touch buttons here. As you can see, you can open and close the tailgate right there. That's another one of those features. And something I really like here. You have heated and ventilated seats along with your dual zone climate control. I tell you what, a lot going on here. Tell me what you think. Did Chevrolet make the right changes, especially here in the interior? All right, now that I've done all the talking, tell me what your thoughts are. Is the 2024 version of the Chevrolet Silverado 3500 HD better than ever with all of the changes and additions that Chevrolet has made? Tell me what your thoughts are. Are you happy with everything? Are there some changes that did not come that you were hoping for? Or maybe there are some things from the past that you wished had stayed. I'm always curious to know what you think. I have to say a special thanks to my buddy Brian for loaning me his truck for the day to tell you about this all new, or I shouldn't say all new, but refreshed and updated really more than anything else, 3500 HD. And I want to say a special thanks to each and every one of you for being kind enough to take the time to watch and give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If If you enjoyed this video and haven't subscribed to the Vehicle Visionary YouTube channel just yet, please consider doing so. And check out the video that's on the screen right now. If you'd like to learn about other vehicles, cars, trucks, SUVs that you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.